Assalamualaikum to our madam, which is Puan Hilyati Alila, and my fellow friends. Today our group will present about the globalization, managing between the global and the local. Okay, there are 7 members in our group, which are Shazira binti Zuhairi, Aiman Ashraf bin Khairul Anwar, Muhammad Aiman Nazmi bin Muhammad Zamri, Nur Syukrina binti Zailani, Rida Suhaila binti Mumaisan, which is me, Saifuddin bin Sujono, and Nurul Amira binti Nasayir. Okay, now, I, Elida Suhaila binti Muhammad Rizwan, I 19, 20, 39, 47, will present about the definition of globalization. Okay, the first point is free movement of goods, service people across the world. Globalization is the free movement of goods, service people across the world in a seamless and integrated manner. The second point is the tendency of business, technology, philosophies to be spread throughout the world. Globalization is the tendency of business, technology, philosophies to spread throughout the world, or the process of making it happen. The global economy is sometimes referred to as a globality, characterized as a totally interconnected marketplace unhampered by time zones or national boundaries. Okay, the third point is increase the base operation, minimal the investment. Globalization means to increase their base of operation, expand their workforce with minimal investment, and provide new service to broad range of consumers. Fourth, process that improve the interaction through integration of society, culture, politics, and business across the world. Globalization is the process that improves the interaction throughout the integration of society, culture, politics, and business across the world. Globalization is the integration of any market with global economy. In short, globalization refers to the complex economics networks of international competition, resource supplies, and product market. Okay, next, I will talk about why globalization is significant to organizational behavior. Most organizations must achieve their target performance. Most organizations must achieve high performance within complex competitive global environment. All organizations are racing all the time to make sure they will be able to achieve their goals. Okay. Globalization refers to the complex economic network of international competition, resource supplies, and product market. Okay, next, we'll talk about the process of globalization affecting the organization. Rapid growth in information technology and communication. Globalization increases the technologies used in the society. Movement of valuable skills and investment. The skills will be increased as they will be used as the use of technology increase. Impact of multicultural workforce and increase the job migration among nations. This means when there are increase of skills in people daily life, the people will be able to transfer the job to the other country. Okay, that's all for my part. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Amira binti Nasir. My matric number is I1920395. I want to talk about example of globalization. McDonald's is one of the many corporations around the world that actively seeks global markets around the world through the utilization of technology. McDonald's has become a globalized and multinational corporation as a result of the various technological advances it has experienced over the years, and also because of the growing number of countries in which it operates in. The globalization process of McDonald's can be described through the use of four key aspects, which include efficiency, predictability, calculability, and control through the use of technology and automate machinery. These four aspects do not only affect the consumers and employees of McDonald's Corporation, but they also affect the cultural societies in various parts of the world that fall under McDonald's operation. The first aspect of the company globalization effort, which is efficiency, has allowed the company to achieve results through the optimum utilization of its system and technology to produce results within the shortest period of time. This has made its fast food service delivery to the first of its kind in the world. McDonald's ensures that efficiency is entrenched in its employees by ensuring that the customers are served within the shortest time possible. The drive-through lanes that the company uses for its services have been adopted by its worldwide outlets to increase the efficiency of their operation. The aspect of calculability has been used by the corporation in its globalization process to place an emphasis of the aspect of quantity over quality. The globalized system of McDonald's has seen quantity becoming equivalent to quality with regards to the type of food being offered in its various worldwide outlets. This dimension allows the company's customers to calculate the amount of time it will take to go to a McDonald's chain and order for a meal when compared to going to a grocery store. The third aspect of the company globalization process deals with predictability, where the company offers products that are similar in taste, quantity, appearance, and quality to those that are found in other worldwide chains. Predictability, which goes hand in hand with standardization, has ensured that McDonald's has continued to be successful in the fast food industry. The uniformity in the company's product has ensured that McDonald's continues to offer a standard menu in all of its global markets around the world, ensuring that the customers' demand for the same product has been met at the various locations of the company's establishment. The fourth aspect of the company's globalization process deals with control, where the McDonald's customer is given the opportunity to perform some of the service function for themselves. McDonald's has been one of the pioneers of self-service within the fast food restaurant, where customers order for their own food, take it to the table, and clear out the table once they are finished. Control allows the customers to do most of the tasks themselves without having to involve waiters or the busboys. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syukrina binti Zalani. My matric number is I19103744. Okay, today I will discuss about impact of globalization. It has several impacts of globalization, which are industrial, financial, economical, political, competition, culture, and information. Okay, first, industrial. To a range of foreign product for consumer and company. It is a merge of worldwide production, market, and border access to a range of foreign product for consumer and company. Second, for financial, to external financing for borrower. It is a merge of worldwide financial market and better access to external financing for borrower. Third, economical, realization of a global common market. It based on the freedom of exchange of goods and capital. Uh, Next, political. Politically, the United States has enjoyed a position of power among the world power, in part because of its strong and wealthy economy. With the influence of globalization and with the help of the United States on economy, the People's Republic of China has experienced some tremendous growth within the past decade. Okay, next, competition. To survive in the new global business market call for improved productivity and increased competition. Industry have to upgrade their product and use technologically skillfully for facing the competition and increasing their competitive. Next, culture. Growth of cross-cultural context, advent of new category of consciousness and identities embodies culture diffusion. Okay, lastly, informational. Increase in information flow between geographically remote location. This is a technological change with the advance of fiber optic communication, satellite, and increased availability of telephony and internet. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Syazira binti Suhairi. Matric number I19203954. Okay, I want to present about challenge in globalization. Okay, what are the challenge of globalization? Okay, while globalization offer a many benefit, it not work without a challenge. Technology industry release some of the top challenges that US and UK teach leader face when taking their company global, and leader of other company like leader face the same obstacles. Okay, next, some of a heartless company face when going the global include, okay, they are have eight challenge in globalization. First is international recruiting. Second, managing employer immigration. Second, incurring tariff and export fees. Four is payroll and complaints challenge. Five is loss of culture identity. Six is foreign worker exploitation. Seven is global expansion difficulties, and lastly, immigration challenge and local job loss. Alright, we're going to one by one. Okay, second is international recruiting. First, company create a plan how they will interview, thoroughly vet a candidate to make sure they are qualified when the miles separate them from the headquarters. Alright, next, company we need to know how the market demands from the salaries and benefit to make competitive offer and ensure successful hire. HRT must factor in challenge. Alright, and first point is for example, for Malaysia and and when I have interview in international, so this is difficult to make interview, so their company need to create a plan how to interview the workers, to make sure the qualify and another qualified. So, and the second point is
the companies have to know what demands and demand salaries and benefit uh, need now, and or um, apa apa yang gaji and benefit yang diperlukan mengikut semasa pada masa kini. So itu adalah cabaran yang selalu diutamakan dalam company. Alright. Next point is managing employee immigration. Immigration law change often, and in some country is extremely difficult to incur visa for employers that are foreign international. So in the second challenge is about the immigration. If the foreign have is someone from the another countries have a visa, so that is so difficult because the law very so many apa change of very often, so selalu bertukar apa ni undang-undang dalam kemasukan atau keluarnya seseorang di immigration adalah agak sukar kerana undang-undang selalu digubal ataupun ditukar-tukar. Okay. The third is incurring tariff and the export fees. This management task get even more difficult if you trying to manage importation in multiply market. Okay, this is for the challenge is good for technology AS and UK because they cabaran apa ni mengatakan mereka hadapi dalam laporan cabaran bagi perniagaan global. So bagi peringkat SA dan UK, bagi mereka adalah cabaran yang lebih baik untuk pemimpin mereka lah. So bagi syarikat yang menjual produk di luar negara, okay, untuk poin yang ketiga, bagi syarikat yang menjual di luar negara, untuk mendapatkan barang tersebut di luar negara mungkin mahal dan bergantung kepada pemasaran. So apabila mendapatkan suatu barang itu di luar negara mungkin agak mahal, dan ia juga bergantung pada pemasaran semasa. Dia tidak, harganya tidak tetap. So ini adalah pembayaran yang agak dikenakan agak tinggi apabila sesuatu pemasaran tu ataupun kos itu semakin tinggi. So ini adalah cabaran yang selalu dihadapi untuk in challenge globalization. Okay, point yang keempat, okay, 4 is payroll and compliance challenge. Other common global expense obstacle in management overseas payroll and maintaining complaint with a change employment and tax law. Okay, tugas pengurus ini lebih sukar sekiranya anda berusaha menguruskan operasi di beberapa pasaran. Okay, if cabaran adalah poin yang keempat adalah cabaran gaji. Okay, gaji ini bergantung kepada pengurusan operasi dan bergantung juga kepada pemasaran. So kalau gaji dalam sesetengah pekerja itu di luar negara, ia bergantung kepada pemasaran semasa dan juga cukai. Okay, undang-undang juga selalu berubah, so ini akan menyebabkan cukai dan gaji akan sentiasa berubah if korang bekerja, if someone working in the international. So this is difficult for them. It is challenge for them working in international. So not what we do in whatever we do not have a good challenge. No. So we have many challenge uh, uh, to what we do every day. So for in the globalization, worker pun have a challenge to for example is salary and benefit lah. Alright. Okay. Okay, 5. Point yang kelima, loss of a culture identity. While a globalization has made a foreign country easier to access, it has also begun to meld unique societies together. The success of certain culture throughout the world caused other countries to emulate them. So, if someone culture have a gone, so everyone we for example, what I know is in globalization in global, we have so many cultures. So if cabaran dalam globalization ni adalah culture. So dari segi bahasa, okay, dari segi language, in for someone can, if someone cannot speak in other language, so this is difficult to communication. So that's why can lose the identity if someone for example, I working in globalization and for a long time, so I forget about if I working in globalization, so I so many talk in English and speaking in English, so I can speak in Malay. So that is my I have loss of culture identity. So I lost my culture identity, iaitu culture iaitu budaya sebagai orang Melayu. So that is ada challenge in globalization. Alright. Okay, in 6 is for example worker exploitation. Okay, eksploitasi pekerja asing. Okay, because now in the time now, so many companies ingin mengambil orang warga asing kerana kos pembayaran gaji yang murah and pembayaran and tenaga. Bagi orang asing ni, dia tenaga dia banyak. So dia bukan orang kita ni tak banyak tenaga, cumanya kebanyakannya orang kita ni memilih kerja. So kebanyakannya company mengambil orang warga asing kerana satu adalah gaji yang murah. So ini adalah menyebabkan kebanyakan ataupun kemasukan warga asing yang terlampau ataupun yang semakin banyak. So ini adalah challenge bagi mereka yang susah mencari pekerjaan. So alright, this is for example in Malaysia lah. Alright. For other countries and other countries or other global have a difficult of exploitation pekerjaan worker, right? Not only in Malaysia, but in other countries have the challenge about this. So in Malaysia and in other countries, they have a challenge, the same challenge. So in Malaysia, Malay orang Melayu susah nak cari kerja. So in other countries also same. Alright. In company, so many company want to work on their employees in other company, other countries. So kebanyakannya tak nak ambil orang warga mereka, mereka mesti nak ambil warga negara lain. so warga negara luar. So disebabkan itu terdapatlah eksploitasi pekerja asing. Alright. Yang ketujuh adalah global expansion difficulties. Alright. Yang ketujuh adalah difficulties. Alright. Iaitu kesukaran peluasan global. Okay. Perniagaan global mesti mengikuti undang-undang buruh yang berbeza, sentiasa berubah di negara baru. Alright. Seven is global expansion difficult for the business that want to go the global and discover the benefit of globalization. Setting up a complaint overseas present in difficult. Otherwise, misstep lead in impediment and the severe financial and the legal consequences. Right? Okay. Now, in globalization is berkembang dengan maju. So banyak negara baru. Okay, bukan semasa perkembangan negara baru, setiap syarikat mesti mengetahui cara menavigasi sistem perundangan yang baru. Jika mereka salah jika mereka salah langkah, mereka akan membawa kepada halangan dan akibat dan undang-undang yang teruk. So apabila mereka salah dengan salah menggunakan peluasan globalisasi, okay, mereka akan menyebabkan kekurangan, akan menyebabkan cabaran dari segi kewangan serta undang-undang. So mereka akan menghadapi masalah tersebut apabila mereka tersilap langkah ataupun tidak mempunyai ilmu yang cukup untuk meneruskan perniagaan dalam bidang dalam meluaskan syarikat mereka dalam peringkat global. So ini adalah cabaran. Okay, yang ke-8 adalah last is immigration challenge and the local job loss. Alright, cabaran immigration dan kehilangan pekerja tempatan. Okay, yang ini memang selalu dihadapi oleh so many country have the same issue of the local job loss. Alright. Okay, many countries around the global are tightening their immigration rules, and the hardest is it hardest for immigration for find job in. Okay, and it is harder for immigrant to find job in the new countries. This raise in nationals in mainly due to angry from the perception that the foreigner feel the domestic job or companies moving their operator abroad to save money and the labor cost. Okay, so many companies want to recruit ataupun or want to salary, to upah ataupun mengambil pekerja to want to okay, so many countries want to take. Okay, kebanyakan company ingin mengambil pekerja asing antara sebabnya adalah segi pekerja gaji, and kebanyakannya warga asing ni tidak terlalu memilih pekerjaan dan sentiasa mengikut arahan lah, itu selalunya. Okay, and selalunya juga disebabkan warga asing ni dia walaupun gaji rendah tapi mereka boleh buat kerja yang lebih berat, maksudnya lebih banyak. So disebabkan itu kebanyakannya syarikat ataupun company ingin mengambil pekerja-pekerja dari luar negara ataupun warga asing. So ini bukan sahaja berlaku di Malaysia, tapi berlaku juga di luar negara. Okay. About this, so about the issue, so many countries around the countries they are tightening their immigration rules. Diorang mengetatkan undang-undang dalam kemasukan warga asing disebabkan kemasukan warga asing ke sesuatu negara itu semakin meninggi. Disebabkan itu kerajaan ataupun undang-undang diperketatkan agar tidak terlalu kebanyakan warga asing dalam sebuah negara. So ini menyebabkan local worker kehilangan pekerjaan. So they are okay. This is all 8 challenge for me in globalization. Alright. We continue to other presenter. Alright, thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Aiman Najmi bin Muhammad Zamri. My metric cards are I19203950, and I will present about how to overcome the challenges of globalization, or in other words, how an organization tends to respond to this trend. First of all, an organization needs to work with people from different cultures. Globalization will tend to force an organization to go global. There will be many countries involved. So in order to respond to this trend, they need to work with people from different cultures by understanding how their culture, geography and religion have shaped them and how to adapt the management style of their differences. Meanwhile, management practice also need to be modified to reflect the values of the different countries in which an organization operates. Secondly, an organization needs to adapt to the different culture and regulatory norms. When an organization operates in other countries, they will need to follow the regulatory norms of that countries. As a manager, the manager needs to know the culture practices of the workforce in each country where they do their businesses. It is crucial because each country will have their own local regulation that need to be considered, such as in some countries there will be a holiday with a large percentage of workforce enjoy a very long holidays. In each country there will be their own festival and their own public holidays. As a manager, this issue need to be take off. Also, the manager need to be aware of the unique financial and legal regulation applying to the company without risking of violating it. As a foreign company, the company need to follow the legal regulation applies to the company, such as tax or shipping goods. As a manager, they need to be aware of these issues. Thirdly, increase the foreign assignment. This way will ensure an organization to continue to operate. By assigning more managers or employers to operating division or subsidiary in other countries. Also, indirectly, this way also we cut off budget. Without finding new workers, the company or an organization will need to use their own existing employees with experience of their own company. By doing this way, different needs, aspirations and attitudes can be achieved and learned in foreign assignment to the employees compared to those who are used to back home. Lastly, work in a network organization. By working in network organization, this will allow people to communicate and work together even though they are 1,000 miles apart. An organization that operates under countries need to be under one management, which is the HQs. So by working in network organization, people will be allowed to communicate and work together even though they are 1,000 miles apart. Why? because this will give more independence to the employers regarding to their workplace and resulting in changes of employing for their demand service and changes. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Aiman Ashraf bin Khairul Anwar. Like to conclude about this topic. Alright. As a conclusion, the globalization has both benefits and risks in the management of the organization. Globalization has increased the trade of products, ideas, and technologies and create the world without boundaries, but it also had some negative impact on the developing countries. Though the development is progressing rapidly, still many basic problems like rural poverty, corruption, and political instability remain unsolved. Besides, the globalization brings the organization closer and together to achieve high levels of growth and success. It has become very important because it has opened up broader communication lines and sharing the basic knowledge in the organization. In addition, the effects of the globalization are more beneficial than detrimental. Globalization has created a large shift in organizational behavior as increasing diversity has brought together people of different backgrounds with different values, cultures, and beliefs, all working together for common objective. Other than that, we must overcome the challenges because if an organization ignores these challenges, it causes the performance levels of the organization will be decreased. Means that the challenges that come to an organization can cause conflict and make the management of the organization will be difficult to the future. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Saifuddin bin Sujono and my metric number is I19203910. I'll be presenting the case study for this chapter. This case study is about Apple goes global. It was long ago that's product from Apple, perhaps the most recognizable name in electronic manufacturing around the world, were made in America. This is not so anymore. Now, almost all of the approximately 70 million iPhone, 30 million iPad, and 59 million other Apple's products sold yearly are manufactured overseas. This change represents more than 20,000 jobs directly lost by US workers, not to mention more than 700,000 other jobs and business given to foreign companies in Asia, Europe, and elsewhere. The loss is not temporary. As the late Steve P. Jobs, Apple's icon CEO founder, told President Obama, those jobs are coming back. At first glance, the transfer of jobs from one's workforce to another seems to hike on a difference in wage. But Apple showed this is an oversimplification. In fact, paying US wages would add only $65 to each iPhone's expense, while Apple's profits average hundreds of dollars per phone. Rather and of more concern, Apple's leader believe the intrinsic characteristic of the labor force available to them in China, which they identify as flexibility, diligence, and industrial skill, are superior to those of the US labor force. Apple executives tell story of the short lead times and faster manufacturing processor in China that are becoming the stuff of company legend. This speeds and flexibility is breathtaking. One executive said, "There is no American plant that can match that." Another said, "We should be citizens for using Chinese worker. The US has stopped producing people with the skill we need." Because Apple is one of the most limited companies in the world, this perception of an overseas advantage might suggest that the US workforce need to be better led, better trained, more effectively managed, and more motivated to be productive and flexible. If US and Western Europe workers are less motivated and less adaptable, it's hard to imagine that does not spell trouble for the future of the American workforce. Perhaps though Apple switch from 100% made in USA to 10% made in USA represents the natural growing pattern of a company going global. At this point, the iPhone is largely designed in the United States, where Apple has 43,000 employees. Parts are made in South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, Europe, and elsewhere, and products are assembled in China. The future of at least 247 suppliers worldwide depends on Apple's approximately $30.1 billion in order per quarter, and we can forget that Apple posted $16.1 billion in revenue from the first quarter of 2014, perhaps in part because its manufacturing in China would support for the brand there. For the question in case study, number 1, what are the pros and cons for local and overseas labor force of Apple going global, and what are the potential political implications for country relationship? The answer for the question is Apple's decision to manufacture its product in China using input sources from multiple countries is beneficial for the overseas labor force where new jobs are created and spillover effects can generate other benefits for the local economy. Local low-skilled labor force will suffer from a loss of jobs. However, high-skilled labor involving for which products development can benefit if Apple's product continues to be in high demand. While the expose of jobs can create tension between China and the United States, US companies could stand to benefit if China's no while here labor force increases its demand for US made or designed product. For number 2, as a US corporation does, Apple and its management have a moral obligation to provide jobs for US employees first. If this is the case, then this put international employees at a distinct disadvantage. For the answer to this question will vary depending on the personal acting and attitude of individual student. Many students will agree with Apple executive. Others will suggest that the Apple executive were too quick to move production overseas. Others still will state that Apple should support the US workforce and keep its manufacturing at home. The truth lies somewhere in between. If the US workforce can be deployed to produce high value skills such as idea generation and development, then lower level assembly skills should be moved abroad. It is centrally true that many global organizations will reduce employee numbers abroad first rates that reduce home-based employee number. That's all from me. Thank you.